In the 90s, in the USA, an experiment was conducted that ended up classified and was not disclosed to the public as it was. A group of elderly people was taken and isolated in a community structured as a town but set in the 1950s. All people were over 80 years of age. Everything was as it was in the 50s. Cars, food, music, even radio stations. As the weeks passed, they were all rejuvenated. Their ailments were mostly disappearing. After 3 months, everyone was walking energetically, without walking sticks. At 6 months, all had a physical body structure of at least 10 to 20 years younger. In some cases, up to 25 years younger. Everything is in the mind. Those people were mentally back in 1955, and their bodies, their genetics, was doing its best to adapt to the perception of the mind. They were still in the 90s, but by perception, they were not. They were back in 1955. I am aware that there is scientific evidence of genetic tampering in a laboratory on humans. I am not denying this fact. But what I am pointing out is the fact that those artificial changes do not constitute the reason, nor do they affect the whole as a species. They are localized and limited. An example of this is the said genomic telomeron that are at the end of the genetic sequence, and are said to be the point or the genetic structure that controls and limits human lifespan. This is not so. Those genomic telomerons shorten a notch year by year as the result of the idea that you are aging. The genomic telomerons in general are part of any gene sequence and are lost due to other factors like being exposed to an aggressive and not nourishing hostile environment. You, the individual, has the idea that reality is hostile, but that is perception. And perception is dependent on belief systems and consciousness awareness. The reason why the telomeres shorten with the years is as a consequence of the idea that it is getting older. One of the explanations that you have been given, that you age because the cells are copied to be replaced by new ones, as part of the normal process of body regeneration. And that during the process, data is lost because of the shortening of the telomeres, resulting in deficient cells that, summed up, give the final result of an aged person. The genes, therefore the telomeres, do not work as a bad copy of a copy of a copy that ends up degrading the sharpness of the original. This is not so. The genes can be replicated with total clarity and reliability in a virtually infinite way.